Okay, let's start. So first of all, I welcome all of you from the behalf of Chris Matrix. I am Vishal, the today's host and the senior trainer Chris Matrix. Today, this is just a discussion how your data science journey should be started for a career. Okay, so let's start. In the next 40 minutes you will come to know what exactly is data science, how it is being utilized in the industry, and we will discuss the further more about the job perspective things in the coming sessions. Okay, and in the last we will see how or you can say the why Python is being preferred in the industry rather than the other programming languages. Okay, so we will see some practical aspects as well, that how we can do the programming, why we consider the Python as a best programming language right now, or you can say the 21st century is best programming language. Okay, so we will see everything in the upcoming few minutes. Okay, so let's have an introduction of our organization. We are one of the leading organization which delivers the professional courses in different domains like uh, data science, Python, machine learning, full stack development, business analyst, Scrum Master, HR analyst, and IoT. Okay. This organization was founded in 2019 by industry leader Mr. Shobit Kumar, Mr. Rachit Saxena, Mrs. Nupur Srivastava, and Mrs. Prachi Chaube. These all are the industrial leaders. Okay, and they are from the different domains. So you can see he is Mr. Shobit Kumar. Right now, currently, he is a vice president of HCL Technologies, London. You can find the LinkedIn ID as well. Okay, you can find them in the LinkedIn. Next, Mr. Rachit Saxena, he is a cloud architect in the British Petroleum, London. Okay. Next, Nupur Srivastava, ma'am. She is the chief global operation head in London. And next is Mrs. Prachi Chaube, ma'am, which is the training and development head of the Microsoft United States. So this is the team. Okay, small introduction of our team. She is the Neha Srivastava, ma'am, CEO of the company. Mr. Avinash Kumar, Chief Technical Officer of our company, and this is Vishal. I'm the in-house data scientist come trainer over here. Okay. So basically, every organization has a vision. Okay, why the organization is founded. So this vision, this is the vision. What is the our vision? So our vision is basically to help the aspirants, or you can say the candidates, to learn the required tools and technologies. Okay, and the techniques which is basically required in the industry. Okay, there are so many ways to enter into the industry. You have studied so many things, right? There are different domains like production. There are other domains as well, sales and marketing, finance. There are so many domains, but what the exact technology you should have? Okay, how you can gain the in-depth knowledge, you can hands-on exposure on the different modules which can help you to design your pipeline. So this is the vision of our company, basically to help the aspirants to get their job, get their career settled in the life. Okay, so what is the market job trend if we found this one? Okay, so you can see right now data science is one of the most demanding job, or you can say the emerging job in the field of artificial intelligence. Okay, but the roles, or you can say there are different categories in that. Okay, so this is the report which has been generated by LinkedIn, not us. Okay, you can find this on the LinkedIn as well. This report has been generated by them, that the current market job, basically the prior job, or you can say the topmost job, is in the field of data science. Okay, next is artificial intelligence specialist. Next, the other one is robotics engineer specialist. Fourth is full stack engineer. Next is data engineer. So these are the one top five jobs which you can found in LinkedIn. I hope everyone is aware about the LinkedIn, which is one of the most popular people networking site, right? Where you can find the different domain peoples. You can connect with them. You can ask your doubts as well. Okay, so this basically this is the current market job, and report is generated by LinkedIn. So coming to the next, so how we are teaching, right? What is our method, how we are different from other organizations. Okay, basically in the other organizations they focus on their data modeling perspective, or they are focused on just a simple task they have to you have to done, right? But here our teaching methodology is basically different from others. We basically work on confidence, okay, second commitment, and then the result has been improved. So these are the three basic things for the job success which we address during your training programs. Okay, and this program is, or you can say this complete address is done in the four different levels. First is basically reaction, level one. Okay, a reaction in which you are finding the training programs relevant to their jobs, or you can say the engaging. Let's have an example for that. A person who is having experience in a banking domain. Okay, if sorry, if a person having a good experience in their banking domain, okay, and all of a sudden he's going to change his domain from banking to production, right? So it will be difficult for a person to adopt the new things, right? And so in that case what happened, that particular training program is not favorable or not engaging for that particular job which was he doing earlier. Okay, so here we basically, or you can say we basically focus on those things, that whatever the trainings you are doing, right, that should be favorable according to their previous job or according to their upcoming jobs. Suppose you are doing you are from the banking domain, right? So definitely at the time of projects, okay, when you will do the projects, at that time you will get more projects on the banking domain sectors, so that you can have a brief idea, or you, or whatever the skills you are having, you have acquired during your banking job, you can deploy those things, you can use those skills to line up that skills with the data science technologies, and you can do the more things easily, right? So that is basically level one. Second is level two, learning. Okay, the degree to which participants acquire the intended knowledge, or you can say whatever the you have learned skills, okay, attitude, how we are how you are handling the data, how you are doing something related to the data work, right? That is basically should be on the commitment, okay, or you can say the participation in the training program. There are two types of training program, guys. One is basically what we are teaching, that is always right. Okay, and second, there should be a two-way communication, that if you are facing some kind of issue, you can directly unmute yourself and you can speak. So that is basically a two-way communication where your confidence is also get built up. Okay, you also learn the skills. Okay, you also learn an attitude, how to ask the questions, right? There are so many things. So that is basically a level two. Third is behavior, level three. In this level, basically what happened, whatever you have learned, okay, during your training programs, okay, how you can implement those things during your job. Okay, suppose you are in the banking domain. Okay, I'm just keeping one domain. Okay, there are so much other domains as well, we can discuss on that as well, but we have a limited time, so I'll discuss on that particular domain. So suppose you are from the banking domain. Okay, if a person is applying for a loan, so on what grounds you can give the, you can assure that that person is going to repay your loan. Okay, so that is basically considered over there. That is basically you learn how you can analyze the behavior of a client, or you can behavior of a data. Okay, and last one is the result. Okay, which is basically targeted program outcomes. Okay, whatever the program you have designed, okay, that program should give the results that is aligned with your company, or your organization's business perspective. Okay, uh, you have a lot of data. Okay, but whatever the data result is coming, right, that is not, that cannot be applied in the real time business problem. Okay, that is not solving your organization's issues. So at that time, that particular model, or you can say your work is useless. Okay, so basically in these four levels you can find the complete program structure, that how your career, or how we reshape the careers. Okay, so the next is our course structure. Basically, you can see this is our 9 months postgraduate diploma in data science with Python program, where we start from the basics, advanced Excel. Okay, because Excel is one of the most important things where you manipulate the data, where you work on the data. Okay. Or whatever the data has been stored, okay, that is basically on the Excel, whether it's a, database or wherever it is, okay, that is basically stored in the Excel format. Okay. So next is Python. I hope everyone is aware about this Python programming language. Okay, it is one of the most demanding language in the industry right now. Third is statistics. Statistics is one of the most important thing as well. Okay, where your models or whatever the logic you design to solve any kind of business problem, okay, that is basically catered using these statistical models. Okay. MySQL, basically a database where your all the company data has been stored. So you should have the knowledge how to work on the MySQL, so that if your manager is providing the access to your database, you should have the knowledge to snatch the data, or you can take out the data from the MySQL and do the pre-processing, or you can do whatever you want to do. Okay. Next is machine learning. Okay. Next, deep learning. Basically, machine learning is the basic level of artificial intelligence. Deep learning is the most complicated artificial intelligence level. Deep learning is basically mimic of your, you can say, the human mind. Okay. So whatever the way of human mind thinks, basically that type of things is basically designed in the deep learning models. Okay. So next is natural language processing. I hope you are aware about Alexa, right? So what happened when you ask something from the Alexa, Alexa is providing you the answer or giving you the answer of that particular question. So that means whatever you are speaking, whether you are speaking Hindi, you are speaking English, you are speaking Bengali, so at that particular language only you are getting the response. So that is basically a method called natural language processing. Okay. So next is Power BI, basically a tool where you represent your data. What happened, managers, senior managers, vice president of the companies, they are not aware about the technology, so they are not aware about those things. So basically Power BI is nothing but this type of visualization tool, you can say, see over here. Okay. Where whatever the data you are working on, you can represent those data on these things. Okay. So this type of things is basically used for reporting, report generation. Okay. When you complete all those things, then you come to projects, where your industrial projects will be started. Okay. And during these projects, you will get around 20 practice projects and 10 evaluation projects. Okay. And next, once you complete those projects, the academic projects, then you will move to internship. Okay. Internship is basically associated with our partners organizations. Okay. Or you can say our placement partners. Okay. They provide you the internship. Okay. They will pay you during the internship program. Okay. And they will provide you the hands-on experience on the real-time data. Okay. So at that time, you have to work with the project managers. You have to work under the your team leaders, your senior data scientists. Okay. They will guide you. They will give you the guidance that how you have to work upon a data. Okay. And then and the next is the placements. Okay. Once you complete the internship, if your performance is very good during the internship, that particular company keeps you with themselves. Okay. That means you will get the full-time opportunity over there itself only. Okay. In case if your performance is not up to the mark, they will revert with us, and we will place you with the other company with the whatever the reports they will provide. Okay. Based on the feedback, we will give you the feedback that which area you are lacking, how you can improve, improvise yourself, and after that you can move to placements. So this is basically the complete course structure of postgraduate diploma in data science with Python. Okay. So next, let's discuss what is data science basically. So data science is an interdisciplinary field. Okay. Why we are saying, why we call this? Because it is a mixture of so many departments. It is not only a particular department, computer science, okay, mathematics, statistics, okay, your business knowledge, that is also involved. So you can see the complete program. So computer science, it is also involved. Mathematics and statistics, it is also involved. And domain or the business knowledge, okay, so that is also involved in this data science. So all this department constitute the data science word. Okay. So in this data science, what we do basically, we solve the business problem. Okay. So suppose recently our students got placed in the NetMeds. Okay, last week we have the placement drive. Okay, and in that our two candidates, oh sorry, three candidates got placed in the NetMeds with a package, minimum package of 6.5 lakhs, right? So that interview was conducted for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and there were four rounds for 1 hour 30 minutes each. Okay, so during that they just discuss about the mathematics and statistics more. Okay, they give a business problem, they ask what is your views, how you can solve those issues. Okay, so they check basically the domain knowledge, business knowledge, what is your how much you have the understanding about a particular business knowledge. Okay, then they ask about the techniques, that what kind of language you can use. Okay, based on that this questions were asked and the placement has been done. So coming to the next, these are the data analysis tool. Okay, where you can see Excel, basically the primary tool for data analysis, then Tableau, then Power BI, then Fine Report, then R and Python, then SAS. Basically these are the tools which is available for data analysis. Okay, so next, as machine learning tools, you can see these are the machine learning tools. Basically NLTK, which is used for natural language processing, TensorFlow, scikit-learn, Keras. You will learn all these concepts during your machine learning programs. Okay, how you can use those things. Basically TensorFlow, Keras, these are the deep learning models where your whatever the models you design, okay, that will mimic to the human mind. Okay, so next, why Python? Okay, it is very much simple. Okay, readable. You can see it is freely available. You have not to pay any license key, or you have not to pay for any license. Okay, it is compatible, means it you can merge these programs with any other languages as well. Okay, suppose you have designed a model, you have designed a logic, and you can merge it with the Java front end, you can merge it with the other front end as well. Okay, so these are the compatible with each and every languages. It is also object oriented, and there are various libraries. N number of libraries are available here, so that you can easily work, or you can easily design. You can do any type of task with the help of this Python. Okay, like web development, desktop app development. Okay, complex calculation, life support management system, IoT, games. You can design anything. Okay, I'll discuss in a few minutes that why Python basically we use. Okay, next is SQL. You can see data scientists need SQL because whatever the data has been stored in the database, that is structured data. Okay, so to take out that data from the database, because if you are a data scientist, you should have the knowledge how to pull the data from a database. So in that context, you should have the knowledge of database as well. So next is mathematics. Okay, there is a lot of confusion, guys, in the mathematics, that what is how much maths we have to study, how much it is important, right? So you can see, right, for a machine learning model, linear algebra, probability, theory and stats, multivariate calculus, algorithm and complexity. These are the sectors which has been important for a machine learning. Okay, but major importance, if you can see, right, so that is calculus. Okay, linear algebra and statistics. So basically, these are the three areas which is very much important to have a good grasp on machine learning models. Okay, and that is up to a 10th level. Okay, that is not that you have to do a PhD in that. That is only for 10th level. Okay, so next, you can see this is a career path. Okay, uh, data scientist and business analyst. Basically, these are the two profiles which is right now important in industry. Okay, so if you join in any company, right? So you join as a data scientist. Okay, then you will promote as a senior data scientist, next chief data scientist, then data science leader, and then you will come to join as a product role, or you can say the entrepreneurship department. Okay, same for business analyst as well. This is the business analyst you join. Okay, next you promote as a senior business analyst, then analytics manager, then analytics industry leaders, and then strategy leader for the organization. Okay, this is how your career basically move. So this is the case study of machine learning. Okay, basically on Yelp. Yelp is basically a restaurant. okay, which provides a good food. I hope everyone know that how what type of restaurant it is. Anyway, um, basically what happened, guys, in the recent scenarios, okay, if we do something, we post on a public domain, okay. So similarly, whatever the visitors coming on this in the restaurant, right? They basically take the food pictures. Okay, they are posting on their social media platforms, right? So company thinks that how we can utilize that data. Okay, how we can use that particular post so that we can get something from that. Okay, so they have designed a model. Okay, that basically identify the color, texture, shape of the food. Okay, and based on that it will tag, or you can say it will generate its caption, you can say auto caption of the image. Okay, and if anybody is searching a food, that good food for kids or classy ambience, right? So it will show the particular restaurant image file or particular social media links. Okay, so that it can get the more business. Okay, so that restaurant can get more customers with the help of those persons who are posting the food images on a particular restaurant or particular social media platforms. Okay, so in that context they are using that machine learning algorithm. Okay, so this is one of the general case study, that is basically how the data science, or you can say machine learning, is used in real time industry. Okay, next is machine learning case study of a Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson, I hope everyone is aware that it is a bike making company, right? So they have deployed one artificial intelligence robot. Okay, that robot has a lot of appeal. Okay, how it is being used, that robot basically writes the news stories. Okay, and that robots are basically working on the hotels as well, they are managing traffics, even in the running McDonald's as well, right? Robots are basically used. So they have uh, a robot named Albert. Okay, what Albert do? Okay, so the Albert, the use of Albert is or you can say the duty of Albert is basically to analyze the customer behavior. Okay, and how it is being analyzed, uh, whatever the people, okay, they are searching for the bike. Okay, you are searching a good bike on a Google, right? So you will show the Google shows you the Harley Davidson is one of the most high rated bike, right? You visit the website for 2 minutes, then 3 minutes, or how long you have stayed on that particular website. Okay, that is basically analyzed by the Albert. Okay, based on that it designed the customer segment. Okay, that if a person is willing to buy a Harley Davidson, definitely he is spending more time rather than a person who is just exploring the website. Okay, and that helps the salesperson to increase his sales by 40%. Okay, so that generates the lead. Okay, basically, and that gives the 2009 and 30% increase in the leads. Okay, out of that 50% of those are highly converting. Okay, suppose it's a 3000 approximately, we are taking a round figure, so that means 1500% their sales has been increased, right, with the help of these leads. So this is how the machine learning or the artificial intelligence is being used in the real time industry. Okay, so coming to the next, so this is the journey basically. Okay, how your journey is start with us. Okay, first your enrollment will be done, then orientation, then preparation. Okay, that is means whatever the software is required, we will help you to install those things and everything. Then your classes will be started. In the during the classes as well, assessment will be provided. That will be a weekly assessment and monthly assessment. Okay, projects you will get, where you have to work on those projects to complete hands on. Then you will move to internship, then you will move to pre-placement activities, where you will get the mock interviews, preparations, HR rounds. Okay, how to design your LinkedIn profile. Okay, those things. Okay, next, then you will ready for the final placement. Okay, So what we can offer you, so you can see this is the basically things we offer during our course curriculum. Okay, we provide the educational portal where you can find the videos of live sessions, pre-recorded everything. Okay, we also create the chatbot. Okay, to help the customer segment. Okay, we also provide the data analytics services, so we get the projects from the client and you will get hands-on experience on the real-time projects as well. Okay, we also design the AR/VR content so that you once you complete those things, if you want to move the AR/VR department, you can move to that part as well. Okay, whatever the challenges you will face during the program, right, that will be taken care of. Okay, all the programming language will be Python, and along that we will provide the technical enhancement program. So in that technical enhancement program, how you can improvise your skills, okay, like communication skills, okay, writing skills. Suppose you are connecting some person, some higher authority of any company in your LinkedIn profile, right? So what should be the content? What should you write in the that particular message box so that that particular person accepts your connection request? So those things is basically covered in this technical enhancement program. Okay. So in a few minutes, we will go and see the some practical application of Python. In the meantime, if you have any question, guys, you can ask in the chat so that I can understand if you are having any doubt or something. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the chat. Okay. And all right. I hope everyone is joined from the laptop so that you can walk with me. Okay. Let me show you how the Python is basically work. Okay, you can open, you can work with me, and you can have a little bit hands-on experience with the Python. I'll show you few things. Okay, so this is basically a collab. You can write, go to google.com. Okay, you have to write collab. Okay, and you have to click enter. So you will see collab.research.google.com. Basically, this is a tool, online tool, where we write the Python codes. Okay, where we execute the Python codes, and after the execution, we will see how we work on those things. Okay, you have to click on new notebook. For that purpose, you should have a Google account as well. So basically, I'm just signing in. So this is the interface of Google Colab. Okay, here it's untitled. Okay, if you click on that, it will become editable. So you can write here whatever the file name is you want to give. Okay, so I'm just writing here demo one. Okay, this is the IPYNB. So it is integrated Python notebook. This is the full form of IPYNB, integrated Python notebook. So that is basically file name. Okay, that is basically used to save the Python notebook. And this is the code interpreter. Okay, where you write the code, you run the cell. Okay, this is called the particular cell. If you will click on this one more, then it will give you one more cell. Okay, that will help you to write the code. Okay, let's see an example. Okay, so what is the basically coding we learn in any language? So the program is hello world. Basically, we print hello world. Okay, in any programming language we learn. So you have to just write print hello world. Okay, and then you have to click on this. So it will basically run the code cell, this cell. Okay, and once this cell will be executed, you will get the output here. Look at this. This is the hello world. So guys, Python is very easy. Let me show you few other examples as well. Suppose a, this is a variable, right? A equal to 4, then b equals to 5. So suppose I want to add two numbers. So a plus b. Okay. Print a plus b. Okay. Then we can write it here. It will run. It will give this one. Okay. One more thing. This is basically a hash code. Okay. When you put a hash, right, then this particular cell, or you can say the particular code line, will not be executed. Okay. Just look at this. I'm again running this cell. I put the hash code. So that's why it is not printing the output. Okay. If hash code is not there, right, I'll just simply write a plus b. Okay. That will also run the cell and it will give you the output. So you can see the hashtag is basically used to for not printing that particular line, or you can say not executions for stopping that execution of that particular code line. Okay. So you can see this is a plus b, print a plus b, it will also give you the same output. Okay. But okay. I'll show you one another example that will help you to understand the more details. Okay. So suppose I'm checking the data type of any variable. Okay. Suppose a equals to 20. Okay. Then I'm just writing print type type a. I just want to see that a is an independent variable. It is holding 20. So this 20 is which type of data type? Okay. So for that purpose, I am writing the print to identify which type of data type is this typ type command is there. And I am just passing the variable name to check out that which type of data type it is. So it is integer data type. But what will happen if the same program you will write to identify the codes, or you can say the print hello world, simple print hello world in C++. Okay. So I'll just show you one more thing. So this is basically, guys, C++ interface. Okay. Where you write the code for in C++ programming, and you will run those codes. Okay. And you will get the output. Okay. So this is the code. You can see using namespace standard int main, then count hello world, return 0. Okay. I'm just running this cell to see what is the output. This is compiling the program. Okay. It will generate the hello world. Now just you can compare. Okay. Just to print a hello world command. Okay. Or to just print a hello world, a simple code. Okay. This much line of coding is required in C++ and Java and other or programming language. Okay. But in Python, you just need to write print and you have to pass whatever you are printing. Okay. That will print the hello world. So you can see that how much it is easy to understand the Python language in comparison to any other language. Okay. So I'll show you a few more things. Okay. Uh, okay. Coming to the next uh, variable. Okay, we take an independent variable. This is variable 1, that is 102. Then variable 2 goes to 20, right? So I just want to print the independently both the variables, right? Just I have to pass variable, sorry, This is var. Okay, variable one, and you have to just click on this, okay, to run the cell. Or you can see you have to control plus enter. Okay, you can click that thing as well to run the cell, so it will print that particular value. Okay, so this is how basically we work in the Python. Okay, so Python is one of the easiest language uh, in the current scenario, that can be understood by a person whether he is a from tech background or non-tech background. That doesn't matter. Okay, here you will get the suggestions as well. Okay, which I was trying to show you. Okay, so in that suggestions also you can take the help to execute the command. So this is the way how you basically work in Python. Okay, so coming to the next. Okay, if you have any doubt, guys, you can ask in the middle of those things, right? You can ask anytime. Okay, that's not an issue. So this program, if you can say, right, or the coding is very much easy in this Python programming. Okay, lists are there, tuples are there, so there are so many things. Okay, let's have example. One more. Num equals to 80. Okay, then what is the value of, guys? Pi equal to 3.14. Okay, I just want to see the data type as we have done earlier. Type, that will be num. Okay, and in the next line I just want to see. Okay, type, that is pi. Okay, let's run. So you can see this is the 80, right? This is a complete number. So that is basically an integer in the coding programming language we can call. Okay. And this is the float value. Float means whatever the decimal values you use in the programming, that is comes under the float data type. Okay. So this is called float data type, you can see. Okay. So next, uh, okay, there is a command of list basically used. So a list is basically denoted in this big bracket. Okay, so list could be anything, right? It will be a mixture of numbers. Okay, or you can say the float value. You can put anything inside a list. Okay, okay, so this is basically a list which contains this item. Okay, now how we can call this, print this one? First, there is one method that you can directly print list. So what will happen? It will print the complete list. Okay, just a minute. Oh, okay, so this is the list. Next, how we can call the one by one value? This is print. Okay, in that we have to mention the place value in the earlier we have in the classes, previous you can say in the childhood, we have studied about the place value, right? So you can see how the place value is being denoted. uh, just a minute. So this Python, basically the counting has been started in the programming language from 0. So this place value is 0. Okay, then it is 1, then it is 2, then it is 3, the complete 3, then 4. This is the place value, you can say. Okay, so when you put the place value, that at 0th place, what is the item? Okay, what is the list item we have written over there? So you can run that cell and you can see that 0th place value, the Python word has been written. Okay, all right, you can use slicing in that as well. Okay, slicing means you can cut from one list. Suppose you want to print from this to this, right? So, or you can say you want to eliminate a print starting from this till this. Okay, you just don't want to print the Python. Okay, to do so, you can put this thing list. Okay, so this is the place value 0 and this is 1. So you can start from 1. So print 1, then colon, and you can leave this. So that will print the end till starting from first value till end. It will print. Just look at this. Just a minute. Object is not substitutable. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm just missing this list because I'm just giving this much only. So that is the only thing I'm missing. The command is from the list. We have to print, right? So this is the thing. So you can see, okay. So the first is this is 27 at the first place, right? At 1. So it is starting from 1. You can see we have given 1 to last. So it will print a list from 27 till last, whatever it is. Okay. So this is called slicing. Okay. And this 1 or 2 or 3, whatever it is called, right? That is called the index value, or you can say the place value. Okay, index value of that particular element. Okay. All right. We can print from this to this. Suppose I just want to take a print of this one from 27 to hello world. Okay. So the same I can use. Okay. So you can see that print. Then I have to put the list. Okay. From the list, what I have to print from 27. That is the place value at 1. Okay. So I'll give the 1. Okay. Then colon. And what is the place value of this hello world? So 0 at Python, 1 at 27, 3.14 at 2, and hello world at 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is the third. So I'll just put the 3. But what happened in this indexing? Okay, whatever the last element you are writing, okay, that will be eliminated. Just look at this. So it will print up to this much. So in case you have to print hello world also, you have to give one more step. So in that context, you have to change it to 3 to 4. And if you'll run that one, so that will print up to hello world. So it will count 0, 1, 2 like that only. Okay. So in that context, if you are printing a list item from the middle of that particular item, okay, so you can put the index value of starting and n plus 1, the last number which you want to print plus 1 place value, you have to mention that index value. Okay, with the help of that one you can print those things. Okay, so the another code example we will see. So okay, uh, let's see some visualization. Okay, so that will help us to understand how visualization basically done in this uh, data science. Okay, there is a library, okay, called matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. We basically import a library. Okay, then okay, I'm just going to print some values, take some values. Okay, so values will be 12. Okay, then 55 comma 4, then 32, then 14. Okay, let's take an example. Next, so I'm just going to print some colors. Okay, so colors equals to, yes, colors equal to the list. Okay, so it will be R, that will represent the red. Then mm, okay, then we can take green. Okay, then we can take blue. Okay, then we can take cyan. Okay, then we can take a maroon. Okay, we can see. Okay, so this is the color coding we have taken. Just I forget to put this one. Yes. Okay, there is one concept of explode. Okay, when you start learning the programs, right, then you will learn about the exploding. So basically, explode is used for designing the pie chart. Okay, when you design a pie chart, and if you want to explode few segments, so at that time you can use this explode. So 0. Okay, then again we don't want to explode all the things. Okay, we will explode only few things. 0.2, then 0 comma 0. Okay, so explode is done. Then we have to generate some labels. Okay, sorry, labels. Okay, so labels, what we can keep, can keep India. Then uh, United States. Okay, then we can keep Russia. Okay, then we can keep China. Okay, then we can keep Europe. Okay, we keep these things. All right. So what basically we have to do? We have to PLT. That means plot. This PLT basically used for plotting. So what we have to do? Plot a pie chart. Okay. So plot a pie chart with the help of what? First values. Okay. We have to keep this capital because it has to be the same values. Okay. Then COLORS colors equals to colors. Okay. Color. We have taken that one. Okay. Then what we have? We need labels. LABES, labels. Okay. So labels should be the same. ABELS, labels. Okay. So and what last? Explode. Sorry, I missed that one. So explode will be exactly the same. Already we have defined those things, right? So now we want to show PLT dot title. So you can write what is the title of the image, that particular image. So title could be anything. So let's write student location. Okay, we can write this one. Okay, then PLT dot show. So that will help you to basically run the cell. Let's see. So you can see how basically it is used. Okay, so this explode is basically this thing, okay, where you want to take out particular thing, okay. So you can see that explode 0.2, okay. First is 0, then 0, then third is 0.2. So India at 0, then United States at 0, and Russia it at 0.2. So you can see there is explode of 0.2, right, in the Russia. So this is how basically you work in the data science, okay, how the data visualization is basically used, okay. Already we have seen that how it is different from other programming language. In this programming language, this is the C++ interface, okay. For a simple hello world program, you have to write this much of thing, but in comparison to this Python, you have to just write a simple line, print hello world, and your hello world will be printed, okay. So this is the basic difference, or you can say that it is one of the easiest language which we basically prefer, and it is, that's why it is required in the industry, okay. So that's all from our side. I hope we have given the informations that is basically useful for you, okay. If you have any question, you can ask in the chat, and I'll be happy to help you, or I'll be happy to answer those questions. All right, guys. If you have any question, you can ask, and I hope I have cleared all the doubts or the questions which you have asked me in the chat during the this webinar. Okay, and I wish all the best. Okay, and thank you so much for joining the session. Okay, I hope everyone find this webinar informative. Okay, thanks. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining the session. For more details, you can connect with your respective counselors, okay, for admission process or whatever the doubts you are having. And if you want a one-to-one session, right, you can ask with your counselor for the one-to-one session as well, so that you can discuss on one-to-one session about your doubts, or if you are or any kind of issues which you are facing, okay. So thank you so much for joining this session. Have a nice day. Good night.